Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the Western Grinding Thursday Night Road Racing Series fires things off for race number 2. The GT4 machines right here from beautiful sunny Florida. Sebring International Raceway hosting tonight's Sebring Grand Prix. Over 20 drivers slotted to make the grid here tonight. It is going to be some hardcore, fast-paced road course racing action coming at you right here in the next few moments. Qualifying already underway. But before we get to the time, look at that track temperature. 109 degrees out here for these drivers to navigate their way around this 17 turn, 3.6 mile track. That is Sebring International Raceway. And I tell you what, before we get underway, how you doing? How you feeling? Out there in TV Land, race fans, glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, David the Cave bringing you all the calls from trackside. And we are ready to throw it trackside. Let's kick up some of those qualifying times. What do you say? Walking away with the fast time for now. 2-minute 11. Second lap belonging to Kevin Santana, looking to snatch the pole position for the second week in a row. Can the 666 get the job done? David Tamara, one of the newcomers in the Mercedes-Benz GT4, the 934. Was second. Now he's going to drop down to fourth as Tim McLeish going to take over the top spot. New quick time for your pole position here tonight belongs to the McLaren of McLeish. A 2:10.80 is the fast time here for McLeish. Kevin Santana going to go right back to the top of the speed charts as time begins to tick away on the stopwatch and music fades out. The second race in this mini-series for the GT4 drivers. That's right, you heard it right. 12 weeks of road course racing action broken down into 3 mini-series. 4 races for 3 vehicles, 3 cars, that is. We're going to hit the GT4s for these first 4 weeks. Then we're going to head off into the GT3s, finishing up the season in the LPM2s. So we'll see who's crowned the champion in each category and class of cars, and we will have an overall season champion as well. So a lot going on here with the Western Grinding Thursday Night Series. Glad you're here. Glad you're joining us here tonight. Get your popcorn, get your drinks, and get ready for some fast road course racing action. I do believe we've got some of those championship standings beginning to trickle in from last week, so we want to make sure everything is correct and everything is right. And I believe we've got it all worked out. We've got it all down pat. So what do you say we get into some of that official business before we kick things off here tonight? We're going to drop that timing scoring out of the screen for a moment. Only 60 seconds remaining here in qualifying, and with the track quiet, the 666 of Kevin Santana walks away with his second pole position in a row. We'll see if Santana can parlay that into a checkered flag performance here tonight. So as we were saying, what do you say we go ahead and run down some of those official championship standings coming into tonight's race? And there you can see BC Vault, last week's race winner, sitting top of the point standings. Mark Axelson and Kevin Santana rounding out your top 3 very close point standings here after one race, and it's going to get even tighter after tonight. The large field here tonight for Sebring Grand Prix. Well, 3 drivers yet to put in a qualifying time, and they're not going to get one in. That's going to do it for qualifying. We're going to head to a quick commercial break, pay a few of the sponsor bills, and then head trackside for your national anthem. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Lord so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in out, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And back trackside as drivers allowed to get out on track, shake the machines down, and get it ready to roll for tonight's Sebring Grand Prix. It's going to be one heck of a race, 16 laps around this 3.7. Well, depends on how you take it. 3.6, 3.7 a mile. 17-turn road course in beautiful sunny Florida. You're watching the Sebring Grand Prix. Qualifying already wrapped up moments ago, just before pre-race festivities kicked off and got underway. We're only about, I would say it looks to be about 75 seconds away from drivers making their way to the starting grid. So first and foremost, want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in with us here tonight. If you haven't been around, you have missed some great racing action last week at the Roval for the season opener with the Western Grinding Thursday Night Series Road Course Racing action at its finest. Brought to you by the Worn Out Racers right here on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. We're going to have another great race for you here tonight, and we're going to see if Santana can parlay that provisional pole position into a checkered flag this week. Last week at the Roval, he sat on the pole position, led for a good portion of the race, but came up a little short, walked away with the final spot on the podium. So we'll see if Santana can put a complete race together this week. As we get set and ready to roll here tonight, we're going to join some of the action on track as drivers. And there you can see a handful of them turning in those final few laps, and a few more heading back to pit road to bring the car to the attention of their crew chiefs. Man, what a night this is going to shape up to be. Beautiful sunny weather here at Sebring International Raceway as the final few seconds click off of the stopwatch. Driver's going to be forced to make their way to pit road and get ready for tonight's Sebring Grand Prix right here from Sebring International Raceway. There it is. Bossman in the flag stand tells them it's time to go. And drivers begin to make their way to the starting lineup. Pre-race inspection a little bit lengthy for a handful of these drivers here tonight, but it looks like most of them filing through without any problems, any issues. So what do you say we get a little closer to the cars? There they are lined up behind. Uri Racing Porsche pace car here tonight. Road course racing rules in effect. Only local yellows will fly here tonight as drivers get set to roll off of the starting grid. What do you say we jump into your starting lineup? Walking away with the pole position here tonight for the second week in a row, the Virginia native inside of that 666. Kevin Santana will lead the field to the green flag. Tim McLeish, fast time here in qualifying. The 59 will start outside pole position. BC Vault, last week's race winner, will roll off third with David Tamara. Just to his outside in that fourth position, Sheldon Stingray, Johan Wilson. Back in row number 3. Row number 4 here tonight for the Sebring Grand Prix belongs to Mark Axelson and Dean Miller. Kevin Muller and Jeff Spotswood rounds out the top 10. The rest of the field looks a little something like this as green flag flies. Racing begins here at Sebring International Raceway. 16 laps to go. Look at that. 3-4 wide heading down into turn number 1. Good jump there by Santana. He's going to run wide and oh, contact. One driver around and into the Armco safer barrier into those tires. And that's going to be some problems there for McLeish. We'll stay up here at the front of the field with your race leader. Santana has a 3-car advantage down into, I believe that's already turns 4 and 5. As single file action beginning to take shape here tonight. We're going to jump around just a little bit. Try to track down some great action. There's Evan Smith and his Mercedes AMG GT4 machine, the 17 machine sitting in 12th position. Bill Smitham right behind him in the BMW. There you can see a stack of BMWs lined up behind as Rule Fan runs a little bit wide, and that Creature Comforts Brewing Company number 60 Ashton Martin machine, the mystery machine. Scooby-Doo himself out there. You better not drive like Scooby. Maybe you might want to drive like Fred. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm digging that Mercedes. I like it. Evan Smith with a great paint scheme here tonight. We're going to jump around once again. The 46, the McLaren GT4 machine of Frenchie. There you can see him in that black and white. McLaren sitting outside of your top 15, sitting in the 17th position, looking for some battles on track. And this is one of your best battles right here. Bill Smith and Evan Smith going at it for a spot inside of the top 15. A little bit of an off-track moment there for Richard Vanderhaven. Vanderhaven going to have to relinquish a little bit of time. So the Georgia native with some issues in Raymond Causey. Big lock up in the back. You can see that 09 spun around. Big time trouble here for Causey. We're going to stay right here with this 3-car battle. We've got 3 different manufacturers all wrapped up running with each other. Let's go ahead and drop that timing and scoring. 1 lap in the books. Frenchie, Burke, Smith, all going at it here, all lined up with each other. And, I mean, how much more can you want out of GT4 class racing? You've got 3 different manufacturers, all within striking distance of each other. Great racing right here. Oh, running wide. It goes Evan Smith. He's going to try to keep that mystery machine out of the outside wall. But that was a big-time moment. Meanwhile, front of the field, we're going to jump back to your top 3. Kevin Santana, your pole sitter here tonight, to walk it away with a 1-second advantage. BC Vault flexing his muscles. Once again, Vault finds himself in second with that 94 Porsche. Sheldon Stingray able to make his way into a podium position. He's up 2 positions from his starting spot here tonight, so picking up 2 spots in the opening lap. is Sheldon. David Tamara right there, still running at fourth. Johan Wilson up one position. Dean Miller, Jeff Spotswood, Fast Freddy, the 93, and Rolfan gonna round out your top 10 here tonight. We're gonna try to jump around the track, bring you some more of the action. Let's go back here as Frenchie beginning to close in, and his cracking number 46 GT4 McLaren machine. The 055 of Bill Smitham right there, the Carolina Classic. Bill Smitham. In the 12th position, looks like Michael DePue and James Schultz both having some issues here. Trying to keep our eye on everything going on out there on the track. There is quite a bit going on, so I tell you what, let's go back here. Let's see what happened. The Triple O Porsche machine. Michael DePue there, you can see him making his way around the corner of the Valvoline livery on the side of it. And whoa, there you go, overstepping the boundaries. It's the Sprite Mercedes GT4 machine. And DePue gonna go around. James Schultz also with an issue. Schultz right behind him in that 420 Sprite AMG. Ooh-wee. And how in the world if you did not make contact, I will never know. But nonetheless, we're back at the front of the field with just 14 laps to go. 2 laps in our back pocket. As drivers continue to try to run down your race leader, Kevin Santana sitting at the front of the field. BC Volt, Sheldon Stingray, David Tamara, and Johan Wilson rounding out your top 5. Gonna look back through the field, trying to find some more battles for you. We do have a close battle right here. There you can see Sheldon beginning to close in on BC Volt. That's gonna be a battle for second and third. David Tamara right there behind him in his Mercedes GT4. A lot of action here as we've got your 4 different manufacturers consisting of your top 4. An Aston Martin leads a Porsche, followed by a McLaren and a Mercedes. Back to BMW in 5th position. So all 5 different cars right there, 1 through 5. 34 of Andy has a little off-track excursion. He's going to right the ship and head back in the right direction. And we're going to jump back through the field a little bit further. What do you say we go back here? Let's go back. Let's check in on this guy right here in the number 85 Mercedes GT4 machine, looking good out there tonight. Inside of that 84 is Henry Farrell. Farrell up 4 positions from where he qualified, so he's making some gains. A little bit to go until he catches up with Mark Axelson. There you see Axelson just off in front, and that 69 McLaren about 3 seconds behind is Farrell. But he is making some headway. He is making some gains. 3 laps now in our back pocket. As we head back around the track, we'll check in with a handful of our other drivers. There's Evan Smith after a big slide in the first section of the track. Williams, or Smith, I should say, Evan Smith, way back in the field now, outside of your top 20, sitting in 22nd. And good to see James checking in pre-race with us here tonight. Glad you could be here, James, and well, glad you're out there on the track in that 420 Mercedes AMG GT4 machine. The Payne's house. And good to see you out there as well. Rooting on Papa Farrell. And Henry trying to do the grandkids some justice and trying to get them a little bit of celebrations later on. Ice cream for all, and don't forget, winners get sprinkles. So we'll continue to jump around the track just a little bit, trying to bring you as much action as possible as we are back up here with the Jägermeister number 94 Porsche machine of BC Vault, running in that second position. Sheldon Stingray is still right behind him. David Tamara sitting in fourth with Johan Wilson still rounding out your top 5. Things spreading out just a little bit in the back of this pack. Henry Farrell making up one more position. He's now going to move to 17th spot, up 5 positions from where he qualified. Richard Vanderhave, another driver making some headway in his 00 McLaren GT4 machine. Vanderhave started back in 19th, now sits in 14th. Gaining 8 positions tonight is the man inside of this number 093 Porsche. Looking fast, looking smooth is the 093, up 8 positions from where he qualified outside of your top 15. He started from 16th, now sitting in 8th. Battle starting to become scarce and rare as drivers turn in lap after lap. And I tell you what, as these drivers are turning in all of these time lapse, what do you say we go here? Let's go ahead and jump right here with your track map. Let you try to follow along and find out where your favorite drivers are as your race leader heads off into, I believe that's going to be about turn number 7. '17 of Evan Smith still on the lead lap, but he is very close to being caught by your race leaders just down the long back straightaway in front of your race leader inside of the 666 Aston Martin GT4 machine, the 666 of Kevin Santana continuing to show the way, and this is looking pretty familiar. This is looking very familiar to how things started last week at the Roval for Santana. He walked away with the pole position. He walked away with multiple laps led to start the race, but late race trouble relegated him outside of your top 2 positions. He had to settle for 3rd, so we'll see if Santana can't walk away 1, maybe 2 spots further in the field here tonight as we cross the line, this time by 5 laps in our back pocket. 11 more remain here tonight from Sebring International. You're watching the Worn Out Racers Western Grinding Thursday Night Series. Close action on the track. Let's go right here as Wolf Fan beginning to make some headway. Fan going to look to the inside for that position down into turn number 1, and he's going to take that spot away with a fair amount of ease. And that's going to bring Fast Freddy as well as Bill Smitham up into the mix too. Mercedes trying to run down the 93 right here. We've got 4 BMWs all in a row. Fast Freddy, Bill Smitham, Kevin Moeller, and Carl Burke. Burke making his debut appearance here this week at Sebring International Raceway. Running well here tonight as well as Burke, up 7 positions from where he qualified all the way back in 20th. And now inside of the top 15, the 094 is going to look for some more. Freddy looking for position on Smitham. We'll see how they go. Let's watch the battle unfold between 2 BMWs. And Bill Smitham says, well, you can see it on the side of the car, Olden in the way, but he is moving out of the way and around. That 74 machine moves Smitham to 10th. We do have a little bit of house cleaning to bring to you here tonight as we close in on finishing out our first 6 laps of the race here tonight in the Sebring Grand Prix. Leader's going to cross the line, and we'll have just 10 laps remaining, 6 in our back pocket. 24 drivers took to the starting grid here tonight. We have still got 22 out there on the track. Tim McLeish and Bender First two drivers out of tonight's race. Early exit for both of those drivers as we continue fighting here from Sebring. The front of the field beginning to close in on each other. We're going to watch this battle for just 1 second. We'll let that race lead get a little hot, a little hotter, a little bit more contested before we head all the way up front here. But Rolfan has got the 93 and the 55 right behind him, navigating through the first section of this 17 turn 3.7 mile road course. A lot of different elevation changes, a lot of runoff area at times, but you never want to put those tires on the grass. That is when you are going to be along for the ride. And the drivers at the front, no off-track excursions so far. We're trying to keep an eye on that as Richard Vanderhave has a little bit of an off-track moment. Vanderhave going to put one of the tires off of the pavement and into the grass. He's going to keep it heading in the right direction. We stay green flag racing here from Sebring. And it's starting to heat up, so let's go to the front. Race lead under a half a second for Kevin Santana. He's got BC Vault closing in, and this is exactly the heavyweight slugfest that we watched last week from the Roval. Will Santana get the better of Vault here tonight? These top two drivers stepping away now from that 29 of Sheldon Stingray. There you can see the McLaren of Sheldon losing a little bit of ground. David Tamara still off in the background with Johan Wilson sitting in fifth still. Everybody inside of your top five pretty much holding serve since lap number 1. And Volt is not letting him get away one bit. Lap traffic up in front of your race leaders. Blue flags will be on display as Evan Smith's going to take his mystery machine to the outside. The 17 Mercedes GT4 machine leaving the racing line open to your top drivers on the lead lap, making their way by, and it looks like Sheldon gonna get caught behind the lap traffic just a little bit. That's gonna slow him down for just a hair of a second. And trouble for Carl Burke. Burke gonna have some issues. Carl Burke gonna have some issues in that 094 BMW machine. He's gonna give up quite a bit of time here as Richard Vanderhave looks to capitalize on that mistake and try to move his 00 McLaren machine up into the 13th position. 34 in the 000, both going to head to pit road this time by. We'll see if these are calculated maneuvers or if these are unscheduled pit stops. I do believe all the drivers are going to have to make at least one stop here tonight. Whether they get tires, I'm not sure. A little bit of an off-track moment there for Vault sitting in second. He's going to lose some ground down to Santana as Stingray all over him. Let's go watch this battle for second and third. And there it is, green flag, pit stop underway for BC Vault. He's going to bring that 94 machine down to the attention of his crew, and indeed his scheduled pit stops for Andy. And that 34 machine, the 000, still on pit road. He's had himself some troubles, but now he's going to get down and away as more drivers head to pit road. Dean Miller, Jeff Spotswood, Bill Smitham, and Fast Freddy in his 74 BMW GT4 machine. Fast Freddy going to head to pit road as well. Race leader Kevin Santana enjoying a 3.2 second advantage over second place runner Sheldon Stingray. David Tamara are going to move into third with Johan Wilson in fourth, and Rolf Fan now rounds out your top five. little bit of an off-track moment there. That left rear tire hit the dirt. You can see a lot of wheel spin coming from that. Just, I don't, miscalculation is what we'll label that as. Just a little miscalculation on the runoff area there. He's going to overstep the rumble strips for a moment. The Stingray going to keep it underneath him and keep himself heading in the right direction as drivers come back around the final hairpin corner. We will begin the rundown in the final few laps here tonight. Just 8 laps remaining, 7 when we cross the line. When will your race leader head to pit road? And we're going to have that answered right here, right now. Race leader to pit road. Sheldon Stingray brings his machine to pit road. David Tamara. Johan Wilson all to pit road this time by. What does Rule Than do? Where's Than going to go? Is he going to stay out on track, or will he bring that Creature's Comfort Brewing Company number 60 Tropicali Ashton Martin to pit lane this time around? And it looks like indeed he does, so that's going to hand over the race lead potentially to Carl Burke in the 094. What does Burke do off of the final corner? And it looks like he's going to head to pit road. And here comes PC Vault. The 94 looking for that race lead. Will he be able to beat Kevin Santana? He's going to catapult himself around a ton of drivers. But Santana off of pit road getting up to speed. This is going to be close. So your top 3 split pit road strategies, and they all come back together. 1, 2, 3, just like they were running before the round of green flag pit stops. Kevin Santana enjoying a little bit of a buffer now, 2.5 second advantage over Vault, who's got himself a 1.3 second advantage over Sheldon. Tamara right here knocking on the door of that 4th position. Johan Wilson able to take that 4th position away through the green flag pit stop exchange. Tamara Miller, Spotswood, Smitham, Than, and Muller round out your top 10 here tonight for the Sebring Grand Prix for the Western Grinding Thursday night series. It's road course racing each and every Thursday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So if you haven't already, race fans, go ahead and join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love and drop that thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there at the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by, whether you're sliding in to say hey, or you are one of the dedicated fans, friends, family, or maybe one of our many sponsors across the many different series and leagues covered right here on your eSpeed Fix, the Turn 3 Racing Network. We do appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there would be no us. And again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us here tonight on the downhill side of things. Only 6 laps remain in the Sebring Grand Prix. A little bit of a spread out field here tonight through the opening 10 laps. Kevin Santana, your pole sitter, walks away with a 2.4 second advantage. BC Vault, a 1.4 second advantage over Sheldon Stingray. Big gap back to this battle right here for 4th and 5th. Johan Wilson and David Tamara going at it 4th and 5th on the racetrack. About 7 seconds behind your final spot on the podium. But these two drivers not letting up at all. Looking for some more battles out there. A Rule Than beginning to close in on Bill Smitham. That's going to be a battle for 8th and 9th on the speedway. Carl Burke starting to close in on Richard Vanderhave. That's going to be 14th and 15th up for grabs here shortly. Evan Smith with another off-track excursion. The 17 having a little bit of issues here tonight. That Mystery Machine, the Scooby-Doo livery on that number 50 or number 17 Mercedes GT4 machine has had some trouble multiple times here tonight. A handful of off-track incidents as we go on board with the Mercedes AMG driver David Tamara trying to track down Johan Wilson, who's just in front. That's a little look from the inside of the cockpit of a Mercedes out here tonight. We're going to go and tell you what, let's go back here with a Rule Fan inside of that Aston Martin trying to track down Bill Smitham for the 8th position on track with just 5 laps remaining. This Sebring Grand Prix has clicked off at a very, very fast pace. The fastest lap of the race belonging to the man sitting in 3rd right now with 2:10.80, run by the McLaren 29 machine of Sheldon Stingray. He's going to have that fastest lap of the race, but he has not led a lap. Only Kevin Santana gets the privilege of leading a lap here tonight. He has absolutely covered the field here tonight, so make it known, race fans, that Santana may be the driver to watch. And oh, we've got some trouble. Tamara with some trouble. Johan Wilson with trouble as well. Oh no, let's go see, let's go check the replay. The 44, the 094 gonna come together. There's a contact on the tail end of that 934 machine, and they're going to come to a stop right there on the track, and that's going to allow a handful of drivers to make their way by. Oh my goodness, they're going to lose at least 2 positions now through that exchange, as Dean Miller and Jeff Spotswood both making their way by. Now Tamara Wilson, they have to deal with Bill Smitham, as Smitham is right in the mix now. That 055 Carolina Classic all but in the way livery on that BMW machine. Smitham, you may think he's holding in the way, but he is inside of the top 10 and on his way to a top 5 here late in the Sebring Grand Prix. We'll head down the backstretch as race leaders make their way to the final hairpin. Once again, Kevin Santana out front. Four laps to go this time by as Kevin Santana continues to lead tonight from Sebring International Raceway. Santana walking away with his second pole position in as many weeks. Looking to round out a podium finish once again, give himself a viable chance and a viable shot to walk away with a mini-season championship. That's right, you heard it right, a mini-season championship. We're going to have 4 weeks in these GT4 machines, 4 weeks in the GT3s before we head to our final 4 weeks. The LPM2 class of cars. So 3 mini-season championship trophies going to be handed out. 1 overall championship trophy will be handed out as well. And coming into tonight's race, BC Vault sitting top of the point standings after walking away with the race win at the Roval at the Beast of the Southeast, Queen City Charlotte Motor Speedway, hosting the kickoff here for the Western Grindy Thursday Night Series. Road course racing action brought to you by Worn Out Racers on iRacing.com. Not much to say about the front of the field. They all have gaps. They all have some distance. They are all basically working as their own worst enemy here tonight. If they can keep it on the track, they should be able to walk away with those podium spots. Kevin Santana shows the way with BC Vault right behind him in second. Sheldon Stingray rounding out your top 3. Dean Miller, a solid 5th showing here tonight, as 4th showing as Jeff Spotswood rounds out your top 5. We haven't taken a look at this 83 all evening long. Tell you what, we'll enjoy a great onboard camera inside of that BMW Motor Sim Racing Machine of Bill Smitham, the Carolina Classic, doing well here tonight. Let's go up here with Jeff Spotswood. What do you say? Just a nice, quiet night, up 5 positions from where he qualified. The Spotswood running well. And a new fastest lap of the race turned in this time around by the 666 of Kevin Santana. He's going to lay down a 2:10.73. That's going to be 7 hundredths of a second faster than Stingray's 2:10.80. So he'll snatch that bonus point if he can keep that fastest lap around in his back pocket. And with just 3 laps to go, drivers are going to have to start to get on it. Wilson and Tamara back at it with each other again. Let's go right here. These two just can't seem to find a way to get away from each other here tonight in the Sebring Grand Prix, race number 2 here in the 4-week season for the GT4 machines. Great field here tonight. 24 drivers took to the starting grid. We have still got 22 out there on the track. Tim McLeish Bender and the 109 Mercedes GT4 machine will make an early exit here tonight. So just 2 drivers succumbing to some problems. And a few drivers off of the lead lap now late in the race. A long distance here coming into some of the final few corners. We're going to get the popsicle sticks on display this latest time around. Lap traffic moving out of the way of lead lap cars. Gentlemen racing right there. Road course etiquette in effect here tonight. As Santana crosses the line, just 2 to go here from Sebring International Raceway. It's going to be a little less than 8 miles remaining here tonight in the Sebring Grand Prix, and it looks like Santana will walk away with the checkered flag. He's looking to lead from flag to flag here tonight from Sebring. We're going to keep ourselves right here with the only battle for position on track right now as we speak. David Tamara and Johan Wilson continue to go at it 6th and 7th on the racetrack, and they are the only drivers close enough for position. We do have some passes being made, but it is not for position, only track position. Not a position in the running order, so we'll stay right here tucked in line with Tamara and Wilson going at it for 6th and 7th. Starting to step away just a little bit now is Tamara as he begins to open that gap up a 1 second. And differential between Tamara and Wilson. Now Bill Smitham falling to the wayside, 2.3 seconds back behind Wilson. So the 0.55 looks like his run towards the top 5 will slowly come to a close as your race leaders work their way off the final few corners and coming down the long run into the final hairpin tonight. The 666 of Kevin Santana has put on a road course clinic here tonight from Sebring International Raceway. He had the right runs, he's had the right strategy, and around the corner for what's going to be one more time around the racetrack, white flag will fly. Final lap here from Sebring International Raceway with the Sebring Grand Prix. You're watching the Western Grinding Thursday Night Series. About 14 corners remaining for race leader Kevin Santana to navigate through here tonight. As BC Vault doing all he can to try to close in, but still 3 seconds back. There you can see that. Jägermeister number 94 off in the distance, 3 seconds back is Vault, another 3 seconds back to Stingray. Wilson and Tamara, they have not let up. They are still going at it with each other. Let's jump right back here with these two drivers as they continue this battle for a spot inside of the top six. Tamara sitting in that sixth position, and Wilson wants it. Move to the inside, almost working out. And that's what you got to do. You know, late in the race, you kind of got to try something. You got to go somewhere with it. You got to do something. And we've got another battle. Let's go bring you this one. Rolf and Kevin Muller going at it. The 9th and 10th position here, and Sebring in the 72 will take the position away from Fan for the time being. Race leaders off of the final few corners once again. Going to come around to the checkered flag this time around, and Kevin Santana looks to walk away with his first checkered flag of the season. Second podium, the second pole position around the corner for the final time tonight. Great run through all 17 corners, and there it is, the 666. We'll see that checkered flag fly, and he will walk away with your race win here tonight in the Sebring Grand Prix. BC Vault finishing the second with Sheldon Stingray, walking away third. Dean Miller comes across the line for fourth. Jeff Spotswood right there in fifth. Let's see the battle right here. Final corner, and it looks like Wilson will have it. Wilson going to take that inside lane, take the position away from Tamara, and grab that sixth spot away across the line. Job well done to the 44. Meanwhile, back in the back, you can see Than and Muller going at it, and Than will struggle at the end, and he will give up that position. Rolf Than will finish out in your top 10. A lot of great drivers in the field here tonight, as everybody going to come around the backside for a little photo opportunity for all the fans in the stands. What a run, what a race here tonight from Sebring, Florida. You're watching the Sebring Grand Prix. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up and ready to go for your post-race interview, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back trackside at the conclusion of tonight's Sebring Grand Prix 3.6. A mile track consisting of 17 turns put on one heck of a show here tonight with worn out racers. Western Grinding. A Thursday series road course racing at its finest. So I tell you what, we're going to dive right into these post-race interviews. What do you say we try to run down and have a few words with the man that walked away in third here tonight? Let's see if we can't dial up the man inside of his McLaren. Sheldon, it's Dave. You got us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, man, how you doing? How you feeling after securing your first podium finish here on Thursday night?
Man, it feels pretty good. I started in, I think, 5th, and I was worried I wasn't going to get there, and I did. I just kind of tried to follow draft BC as much as possible.
Yeah, those first opening laps, drivers were able to make a handful of moves and move themselves up in the running order. A few of them had a little bit of troubles. It looks like tonight you had a pretty clean race. Looks to be maybe just one little off-track excursion there. Here at Sebring, how difficult is it to keep these GT4 machines in between the grass?
You know, actually, it's pretty easy here at Sebring. I just made a stupid mistake. I wasn't really paying attention and just put one tire off, and that's all it takes.
Yeah, the one tire off, it's pretty easily done, that's for sure. Well, Sheldon, congratulations with tonight's podium finish. This is the second race in these GT4 machines. We've got 2 more weeks of GT4 action coming up. How do you think you're going to fare when we hit track next week?
I hope I can get a top 3. You know, I'm going to try. I expect to be here.
All right, well, we'll expect to be talking to you at the end of next week's race. But before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, maybe thank anybody back home or at the shop?
No, but I want to congratulate Kevin on his win. That was pretty good, pretty nice drive.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Sheldon, again, congratulations on your podium finish here tonight. Congratulations on a pretty clean race as well here at a tough little track to navigate around Sebring International Speedway. So until next time, my man, stay safe, keep it fast, and keep it in between the grass.
Thanks.
All right, there you have it. Final few words for the man that started in 5th, walks away 3rd, and rounds out your podium drivers here tonight. Sheldon Stingray does a fantastic job inside of that 29 McLaren. That's going to move us right along the list and right along in the running order. We're going to see if we can catch up with last week's race winner. Let's run down the road and let's see if we can have a few words with the man inside of that 94 Porsche. BC, how you doing? Good to see you back.
Bang, bang, skeet, skeet.
Right, but it's not Victory Lane this week.
That's okay. Racing some tough dudes out there, man.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Now, at the beginning of this week's race, we seen a familiar picture. You and Santana going at it up there for those top 2 spots. Last week, you were able to get the better of him. This week, he got you. So, we're going to have a slugfest next week?
I don't know. You know, we'll have to just see what happens, man. I mean, Six Clutch is fast every track. He's just got some great skill on iRacing, and I'm just stoked to hang with him, and Sheldon Rosenbaum as well. So, and then I got to give props to Dino and the rest of the guys for picking up their pace back there too.
Yeah, a lot of drivers were, I don't want to say improving their speed, but well, that's exactly what they did compared to a little bit of a rough go for a handful of them at the Roval last week. This one, an entire different beast unto its own here at Sebring. But now as we look forward, you walked away with the race win last week. You walk away with another podium this week, going to finish in 2nd. You, I believe, are going to still be the points leader heading into race number 3. So how do you go about these next 2 weeks? Is it all about the points, or is it all about getting back to victory lane?
Yeah, we were just talking about that. I think he's going to have the edge on me on the points, so I think I'll be in 2nd going in the next race. But to me, the points don't matter because I can't make it every Wednesday anyways. So, I'm out here to have a good time and like the rest of the guys, and it's a great group. Worn Out Racers, Turn 3, and gotta thank Western Grinding for sponsoring it, so we can afford to have you broadcast. And it's just a blast to be able to do this, man.
Well, BC, I'm concerned you can't make it on Wednesdays, but it's a good thing we race on Thursday.
Oh, this is Thursdays. That's right. Yeah, Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Gotta give you a little bit of something, you know what I mean?
Oh, having so much fun out here. I forgot what day it is.
I love it. I love it. Well, BC, again, congratulations on your second podium in as many races. You got any shout outs left, or you covered them?
Oh, yeah. No, I want to give a shout out to Greenball Corporation, GBC Power Sports Tires, Canati Light Truck Tires, once again, Western Grinding and the Worn Out Racers, and, my title sponsor, Vagisil.
I still struggle with that title sponsor, but we're going to just move on from that one. It's good to see you again, my man, and maybe next week we'll visit you in that Bang Bang Skeet Victory Lane once again.
Thanks a lot, man.
All right, there you have it. BC Vault back in a podium position once again. It's going to be a close battle for that overall championship lead going into next week's race, but finishing out in second with a fine showing once again inside of that number 94 Porsche machine is BC Vault. And that's going to do it for post-race interviews as we slide our way down the track and into victory lane. Let's have a few words with the man that walked away with his second pole position of the season in his first race win to go along with it. Kevin Santana, how you feeling, man?
All right, about you?
I can't complain. If I did, nobody would listen and it probably wouldn't matter, eh?
Exactly.
Well, man, you were able to put the complete race together this week. Last week, you led a handful of laps at the Roval after taking the pole position, walked away with third, but tonight you were the man to beat, walked away with the pole. You led flag to flag. Does this boost any confidence going into next week?
Maybe if I knew where we were going next week.
If you knew where how are you gonna race and you don't know where you're racing?
Whenever my assistant gives me my tickets for the airplane, then I worry about it.
I got you. Well, we're going to be hitting a beautiful racing facility. I had the opportunity of riding a 600 CBR around the track. We're going to be heading down into Alabama. We're going to head to Barber Motorsports Park up next week, and then we're going to head to Mid-Ohio. So with things heating up in the points championship now in this 4-week mini season, what do you give your chances to walk away with this GT4 title?
It all depends on if I can keep myself clean, unlike last week.
I mean, this is very true. Clean race cars are usually a lot better than to have and deal with and handle, that's for sure.
As long as the walls don't jump out at me.
I don't think you're going to have to worry about the walls at Barber. You might have to worry about some of those some of the grassy areas, and then a long slide to a wall. But hopefully you don't find any of them out there to next week. You didn't find any trouble here tonight. One of the only drivers with no off-track excursions at all. So congratulations on a clean race to back up that pole position and leading every single lap. Kevin, before we let you soak up all the championship checkered flag celebrations here in Victory Lane, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, say any final parting words, maybe thank anybody back at the race shop?
And obviously thank my wife for putting up with me, letting me do this. And thanks to Ethan for sponsoring it.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations on a very dominant performance here from Sebring International Speedway. And until next time, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Take it easy.
All right, there you have it. Final few words for the man that walked away with the pole position. Led every single lap, walked away with the fastest lap of the race as well. Kevin Santana going to keep the car clean. He's going to keep it on the pavement and walk away with the checkered flag here tonight from Sebring, and that's going to pretty much do it for us here in the production booth as we're going to get ready to cut off the lights and roll up the cords. We've got a lot of cameras to get ran over at Barber Motorsports Park. That's going to be a great race coming up and at you next week from Alabama with the Western Grinding Thursday series right here with Wardown Racers. What a night, what an evening we had. And man, I cannot wait to get back to Barber. Love that track, and oh, sounds like producers ready for us to roll as well. They're going to hit those familiar sounds and tunes in the background, so you know it's time to run down your unofficial race results in the Sebring Grand Prix. Your unofficial rundown looks a little something like this. Walking away with that top spot inside of that 666 is Kevin Santana. BC Vault in the 94 will walk away second. Sheldon Stingray rounds out your podium drivers. Dean Miller, Jeff Spotswood, Johan Wilson, David Tamara, Bill Smith, Kevin Miller, and Rule Fan finish out your top 10. Fast Freddy going to come home in 11th with the 93 back in 12th. Sharky, the man that walked away in second last week, the 69, going to have a little bit of trouble, and he will finish in 13th. Carl Burke back in 14th with Frenchie rounding out your top 15. Raymond Causino 9 back in 16th. 17th tonight belongs to Richard Vanderhave with the 34 of Andy coming home in 18th. 19th tonight from Sebring belongs to James Schultz. Henry Farrell in the 85 machine will finish as last driver on the lead lap back in 20th. 21st to Evan Smith. The Triple O of Michael DePue going to walk away with 22nd. Tim McLeish back in 23rd. And Bender will finish out the 24 car field here tonight. What a night, what a run, what a race here from Sebring International Speedway. And as we begin to wrap things up here, if you haven't already, don't forget about it. Join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love and drop that thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there at the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by. Look out for some announcements coming on the Turn 3 Facebook page. We got koozies coming back for you just in time for summer. So stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in Turn 3.